Welcome to the Leading Visionaries podcast, featuring stellar conversations with emerging and established leading visionaries. Thanks for joining us today as we celebrate and spotlight the leading visionaries who are thinking differently, seeing new possibilities, have the courage to dream big, take inspired action, and create conscious change all around the world. Now, here's your host, Angel B. Hartwell.
Well, hello, it is Angel again, and we are here with another minisode for the Leading Visionaries podcast. And I want to start our time together today by just celebrating. We are now downloading in 26 countries around the world. And I just checked Listen Notes, and our show is in the top 10% of all podcasts across all categories worldwide. So that's a pretty wonderful accomplishment 6 months into going on the air, and I want to celebrate that. And thank you to all of our listeners around the world, as well as our wonderful guests for helping us to get to that distinction already. So with that, I want to talk today about asking for money for your vision, about fundraising, whether your vision is a nonprofit or whether it is an activist, movement type of vision, or whether it is a for-profit business vision. And one of the things I want to really bring to the table today is how important it is to not wait until it's too late or almost too late to ask for the money. I've been working with somebody for the last few months, and when I first started working with this person, one of the first things that I could see was that she needed to ask for the money. She needed to start asking for the money back then, in a powerful, confident, clear, commanding way. This particular person is launching a movement and is reaching out to people asking for their support. And she does a great job of asking for support, but she was not doing a great job of asking for money. So I want to really make it clear that people giving you a thumbs up is not the same as people handing over their credit card to you. People clapping for you on social media or in live experiences. If you're pitching to people in a live experience, standing ovation is not the same as a donation, right? So in her case, she's looking for donations, and we've been working on helping her to understand not only how important it is to get the money in the door as quickly as possible, but even more importantly, how important it is to recognize that it is her role to ask for the money. And it is also it's being in service to the vision, right? If you really, truly, authentically, wholeheartedly, completely are all in yourself, right? In the bringing of this vision into reality, you are responsible as the visionary for ensuring that the fuel is coming in. And whether that's fuel in the form of sales, or whether that's fuel in the form of venture capital from investors that are helping you, or if it's fuel in the form of receiving credit, right, from business credit card companies or commercial loans, or, receiving private equity loans, it's your responsibility to be enthusiastic, not desperate. Right? And so when we wait until it's too late to ask for the money, or until it's getting to that moment where it's almost too late to ask for the money, we are coming to that ask, we're coming to that request under stress. We're coming to that ask in a state that is less than grounded, right? When you're in fear that, oh my God, if I don't meet this goal by X date, we're in trouble, right? Everything is going to fall apart, or the whole thing is going to fail, or whatever. And that's why it's so important to, right at the very beginning, as soon as you can, start having those sales conversations, those enrollment conversations, those making the asks powerfully and strongly and enthusiastically and consistently. It's not enough to ask one time. Another thing that has happened in working with this person that I noticed is sometimes we have expectations that other people will just see what we're doing and want to support us. And especially if we've, had a long, healthy career and we have a lot of strategic alliances and friends and colleagues in the business, and we can become very myopic and we can think, well, they should see what I'm doing. They should know what I'm doing. They should just, automatically, support me. And the truth is, in our world now, there is so much competition for everyone's attention. And the noise is so loud, right? The cacophony of noise is so loud that it's a very unfair expectation. Even if they're people that are, family members or the people that have been your colleagues for years, it's an unfair expectation to expect them to just know that they should support you and that they should give you money. People need to be given explicit communication. They need to first be given explicit communication about your vision. They need to hear about it. They need to feel your enthusiasm for it. And they also need exact, specific, precise calls to action for whatever it is that you require for funding. And so if you are, let's say you're looking for $3.5 million, well, say I'm looking for $3.5 million. And say that every single time in every single conversation with every single person that you have an opportunity to speak to. Because if you're looking for $3.5 million and you don't say that, nobody can actually help you. Or helping you is going to be harder. Let me put it that way. Helping you to get to that $3.5 million is going to be even harder. But if you're clear, if you're explicit, if you're precise to the best of your ability and with many visions, let's be clear, you are not going to have a clue in hell about exactly how much money you actually need. You can do the best you can with your pro formas. You definitely want to do your math and do the best you can with your pro formas and always add on extra for the inevitable failures and the inevitable, miscalculations and misjudgments of how much time it's going to take or how expensive the various pieces of the vision are going to be to bring into fruition. Always, have that extra cushion and be out there consistently asking in as much specificity as you possibly can. And so what's happened with this person that I've been working with is, one of the things that I had to help her overcome was this expectation that other people are going to they should know. Well, no, do not expect other people to know. Do not expect them to automatically help you. Know that it's your role to communicate and it's your responsibility to the vision and to anybody else who's already invested with you to communicate consistently and enthusiastically until you have accumulated whatever the required amount of money is. And even then, you are always going to continue as you grow and you expand to be asking for money. You're going to be asking for money always, again and again and again and again and again. And so just get used to it. Like I like to say, exercise your asking for money muscles so that you can be like world class at asking for money. I asked for money twice this week. I had 2 consultation conversations with people and I asked for money twice this week and it was just easy peasy. The more you do it, the more effortless it becomes and the more you become confident in not only your ability to ask for money, but you become more confident and committed to your vision because every single time you speak it into the world, you get another opportunity to rededicate yourself, to recommit yourself to re-encourage yourself and to refine how you are expressing your vision. Sometimes you can express your vision to someone and it won't land at all. Now, it might not land because they're not a right fit person, but if you kind of know they would be a right fit person and it didn't land, then it's on you to go back and refine how you're communicating and retry messaging. I have a mentor that I worked with several years ago, brilliant mentor that I invested to work with. And one of the things that he does is he has a gamification mindset. So everything that he teaches through gamification. And one of the games that he taught in one of the trainings that I went to was ask 6 times. And in the game, we were required, all of us in the room were required to go around the room and ask for money from the other people in the room based on whatever the concept was that we were like selling. I don't know, we were selling like paper clips or something, but we were required to ask 6 times, can you fund me for this? Can you fund me for this? And we had to be specific. We had to be precise. We had to be confident. We had to be certain in our intent to communicate our message. And we had to consistently ask for the money. And the way the game was played is the other players were required to refuse us. And so we would ask and ask and ask and ask and ask and get the refusal. And sometimes we were asking the same person again and again and again. And sometimes we were asking different people in the room. The point was that the more we got refused, the more we got refined. So I'm down to the last minute of today's minisodes. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I would ask you to please consider joining our community, sharing this episode, this minisode. And if it's time for you to get support with asking for money for your vision, I would ask you to reach out and have a consultation with me. We have information on how to do that in the show notes. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I'm Anjel, and I look forward to connecting with you again very soon.
Thanks for tuning in, downloading, and listening. Be sure to rate and review Leading Visionaries on Apple Podcasts and share with other people you know who can benefit from today's episode. Leading Visionaries is the premier podcast series for informing, activating, and inspiring the leading visionaries who are called to create conscious change and know that now is the best time to welcome wealth and cultivate a web of collaborative support to bring their vision to life. We invite your feedback and guest suggestions and invite you to subscribe to our mailing list to be notified of new episodes at leadingvisionariespodcast.com.